Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another week of Sports and Ish with Misty V and Vince Edwards. We are coming. I'm in Florida right now. I don't think that Vince is yet, but I believe he is coming down to do some training a little further up north from me. But anyways, it's a great week. How are you doing, Vince?
Not too bad. Just getting everything together to get ready to get to the training, get after it, get to the grind. So not bad though. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I think I was just telling you, I'm in Florida. This is like my last little break before NFL starts at my office back in Cincinnati, which is just a few days away. And I'm really sad because normally when I come down here, I want to eat a lot of food, and I've not been wanting to eat at all. So I'm really sad to be in Florida and not eating my face off.
You got the work jitters. Very conservative right now.
Yeah, this might be the first time I went to Florida and lost weight. I'm going to be really sad. It's not supposed to happen that way.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Sometimes. So you're looking forward to getting down to Florida to get your training started?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been doing some training here in Ohio, but just sometimes a change of scenery is good for you. Obviously, get around different level of competition, different trainers. So it's always about who you surround yourself with in your environment sometimes as well. So just to get with different people, different flow, different feel, ramp it up a little bit, getting some more pro runs, and some little things like that.
Nice, for sure. Very cool. Well, I know you and I were just kind of rolling back and forth earlier this morning about things that we wanted to talk about today. And of course, the biggest thing I wanted to mention was Messi coming to Major League Soccer, which is just huge. Obviously, he's one of the world's greatest players. And I have a former colleague I used to work with that actually plays for Miami. And I sent him a text this morning. I said, did you ever in your entire career think you would be playing on the same team as Messi? Like, this is insane. Yeah. And he's a legend. And they actually just picked up Sergio also, who also used to play in Barcelona with Messi.
They got something brewing over there.
Yeah, they do.
They're trying to get something cooking.
Yeah, Miami. Hopefully, this is just provides a very good team for them, a very stable environment for Miami. But I was also reading too that Ronaldo, another famous player, big name, says that he's done in European soccer. Of course, he's 38, and of course, everyone knows that as these guys start to age out of European soccer, they usually go to either the MLS in the States or they go somewhere else. But he had decided to do Saudi soccer, and I guess he felt that it's a better fit for him over in Major League Soccer. He felt that they provide better soccer over there. So congrats to Ronaldo for not choosing the United States, but that's fine. Go be cool over there.
Would have set the world on fire with that one. That one would have had the United States in the frenzy.
Oh no, how cool would that have been? We were just talking earlier too, like if they saw Messi at a Publix in Miami, like can you imagine just like doing your shopping and running into Messi?
No, I definitely seen like people were taking pictures of his like grocery like shopping cart and seeing he bought tricks. It was just like weird stuff people were doing. It's just like it's hard to say like this man shop, but why are you taking a picture of his grocery shopping cart and posting it? Like, I understand you taking a picture of him, but taking a picture of his groceries and put them online is a little absurd, if you ask me. Right. Maybe they're trying to find out what it takes, what he fills his body with, or I don't know. It just seems a little absurd, but that's just my take.
It's so weird. So weird. So anyways, congrats to Major League Soccer for getting such a high-class guy. We'll see how this plays out for Miami. Of course, they will be playing here in Cincinnati. I believe that game is October 7th. That'll be exciting. I know.
Will I be here? It's probably going to be hard to get those tickets. I ain't even going to try because there's just no way. It's going to be ridiculous.
Man, people just want to see Messi play.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. I don't think I'm even try, but kudos to them. Congratulations for him making it to the States. It'll be an exciting season for them. And ticket sales will definitely go through the roof. So that's what they want.
Max, there's going to be some big money going there. So you had mentioned something kind of interesting earlier, which I had actually not been following along with. And that was the running back situation. I didn't realize that they're not getting paid. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's I started doing some reading on that. It's crazy.
Yeah, kickers are getting paid more than the running backs now. And then, I mean, honestly, I think it gets a little crazy. I'm actually watching it on TV right now. I just think it gets a little crazy at times too, because there has been some guys in the past. Some guys are, guinea pigs, trial runs, however you want to put it, that have gotten these big contracts as running backs and then haven't produced the same that they did before the contract. And I think that also plays into an effect now, and it's hurt some of the guys who were some of the top guys in the game at the running back position. It's almost disrespectful, especially to Josh Jacobs. I think he led rushing yards in the NFL last year in 2022. So,
right.
And he can't even get a deal done, with the Las Vegas Raiders. So how do they even look, without a running game? Not too familiar with the depth chart, so I won't say they don't have any guys in the film room or somebody who could step up. But when you have the leading rusher in the league, you can't even come to a contract agreement. Saquon Barkley's a hell of a talent. He's probably one of the most built physique running backs we've seen in a long time. He's still not in the contract. So there's a lot of things going on, and guys are trying to come together as a running back union and kind of just support their brothers and say their piece about it on Twitter and get the NFL and the NFL commission office to get involved. But it's definitely been a rough patch. So I'm not sure how you even win football games without a running game. I think it's been proven in the facts in years and years. Right. You don't win an NFL championship without one defense or two a running game. If you don't have either of those, you might get lucky to win a Super Bowl with field goals or get there with field goals. But at the end of the day, if you can't run the ball down the field, there's obviously you're not going to be able to pass. So I think they're highly undervalued. I think they are one of the few outside of O-linemen that take the most hits. And I think they should be valued more. Their bodies go through a lot, especially them going out there, putting their body on the line, running through different holes, hitting different gaps, pass blocking, run blocking. And some of them move out to slots. They have them in just H slot, however, whatever offense they're in, they run walk. Like, they just do so many things, versatility. And a lot of these guys are just undervalued and underpaid. And I think that's unfair to that position, but that's just a personal opinion of mine. That's why I really want to touch bases on. I don't know how you feel about it, but just coming from my standpoint and playing football and understanding football and watching it for years, like it doesn't make much sense to me, especially when you got one of the top running backs that some of these guys do have that are generational talents.
Right. No, I agree. And obviously working with the amount of NFL players that I do, including a handful of running backs, I can tell you right now, especially by midseason, these guys are taking a beating. It's like getting into a car accident every Sunday or Friday or Thursday, right? Like they're hurting so bad. And, we talk about guys like, like defense tackle, like the Giants just re-signed, what's his name? Actually I wrote it down. Dexter Lawrence, and they just signed him to $90 million in 4 years, and that was just last Thursday. But they can't sign the running back. They can't sign the running back. So they're going to end up tagging these guys, right? Against their will, because you guys don't want to get tagged. But so it's going to probably essentially lead to one of those lengthy holdouts where the guys don't even attend camp. You know what I mean?
And rightfully so. I wouldn't either if I were them.
Right.
We go out here and we put our lives on the line and our bodies on the line. And regardless of what, like, I guess you could say, like, for Saquon, he hasn't really been healthy, but there's reasons for that. He didn't really have too many problems in college. So there's just reasons for, the things that these guys go through. Which is unfortunate because it's going to hurt the game. Obviously, it's going to hurt most teams. Sure. They're going to have to reroute. And hopefully these guys can get these things figured out, because you never want to see things like this happen. But I'm always obviously for the player, because it's about you making your money, taking care of your family, and taking care of the people around you. So especially if you can one day have CTE, Lord knows what, we don't know. So for everything that you put your body through, to only get paid like $1.8 million on average as a running back is insane. It's actually crazy when you think about it.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Because again, this is their career, no matter how short-lived or lengthy it is. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's not like you can do this for 25 to 30 years. So
Yeah, they're definitely the shorter careers out of most of the guys in the league. So that just makes it even more the reason why they should just get their money. Not gonna have to pay it for long. It's not like a Mahomes or somewhere you got a 5-year, $500 million contract.
Right.
But to not be able to pay your running back $90 million is just crazy. But like I said, also on the business side of it, you got guys who got paid. I know Chris Johnson was one of those guys early on. Ezekiel Elliott's one of the latest, where it's like they haven't performed the same, or they dealt with injuries, or whatever it may be. So it's a weird balance. It sucks for guys who didn't have any control over it, but I hope they get that figured out soon.
Yeah, I mean, next week starting camp for everybody. Like, I know that my guys are in, everybody's in fully by Tuesday. So this is it.
Yeah, it's going to get ugly.
Yeah, very ugly.
Yeah. I wanted to switch gears a little bit. Football is slowly approaching the basketball, slowly get to that slow time window. But also to sit here and talk about, well, first of all, congratulations to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They won Summer League this year.
So I heard.
It's always a good thing to do, especially when you're a young guy or any guy that's trying to prove themselves, or a G League guy. Being on a winning team, whether you played a lot of minutes, no minutes, or some minutes, it's always looked at in a positive light. Had some guys play really well too. And, Isaiah Mobley, Evan Mobley's brother, ended up getting Summer League, the championship MVP. I think they get Summer League MVP to Cam Whitmore from the Rockets. So, but to have those guys play well, Imani Bates, Sam Merrill, and even Sharif Cooper not even playing, but it was just good for them to see that. And congratulations to the Rockets for making it there. Just, the other team had it going, they were rolling, and it just seemed to be going their way. So I did want to throw that out there for the time's sake keep. But I also want to switch gears a little bit, because one of the things that are starting to get slow around the league right now as far as trade values. James is adamant on the Clippers, but as I've read today, there's no trade market for him. So it's not a lot of teams buying in or biting in on the bargaining for him. And like Daryl Morey tell it, he's been in the media, and he'll sit around and take all day and take months if it has to. So I think that can be a sticky situation. I think Dame's situation is going to get even stickier, because they just don't like it. They just don't like anything Miami has to offer right now. But for some reason, Portland's just not a huge fan of Hero. I don't think it's enough for them to be convinced or committed to switch that up. So I'm not sure how that's even going to go. I don't know how you feel about it or what you think, but
here's my question, and I wanted to ask you this because I know that you are so fielded in this area. My question is this: it doesn't appear that the Heat is building a roster at the moment. It's almost like they've been waiting on Dame, and if this doesn't come through, did they do anything to improve their roster or their ability to, I guess, have a better team next year, right?
I mean, we know in the Miami Heat culture, they might have some guys come from the G League or some developmental guys that come in and play, just like, the guys who were there this year. So it's a great organization. They always got people ready to go. I do know that if they don't get the Dame trade, they're also looking at reuniting, because Embiid loved Jimmy Butler. So Embiid was kind of upset when Jimmy left Philly, or they didn't bring Jimmy back. And so there is talks that an Embiid for Bam Adebayo trade could go through. But once again, it's great. It was a great two-duo to start, but like you said, the supporting cast.
Right.
I think they're waiting to see where they're going to go before they sign, Martin, or, Strus is gone now, and Duncan's still there for another year. Yeah. So I think it'd be very interesting. I don't know how they're going to shape out their roster, but I think once we get closer to the end of July, beginning of August, and then guys got to start reporting at camp very soon. I think it'll be interesting to see who's stuck, who's going to move, and who's just going to roll with the punches and roll what they got.
I like it. That's what I was looking for, that Vino input.
Yeah, we'll see. I know FIBA's coming up too, so that'll give you guys a little bit more basketball to watch or think about. But summer, I think free agency is going to be very slow for like the next month and a half. So we'll be really geared up into football coming up here soon. Don't worry.
That's right. That's right. We're going to see who's going out and play in the camp. I got to tell you, I love camp days. It's a little bit rough for me because I work so much with their schedule. Because I have to be available the moments that they're not training, and a lot of the times that ends up being Sundays for me or Saturdays. So anyway, some of the guys will be in several days a week, but camp for me is a fun time of the year because everybody's in such a good mood. And to be fair, this is the best they will feel for the entire season. After this, it just every single week, it just gets worse and worse and worse. So everybody is still in a great mood and great spirits, and everybody feels really, really good until they start with pads, and then everything just it goes downhill slowly but surely. But I like camp. It's a good time for me anyway.
yeah. Camp's always fun. Guys have a good time, like you said, cracking smiles, just being around there with each other, and obviously, like, and that's a huge thing too. That leads back to this running back thing is the comfortability and the camaraderie of the team. And there's certain guys who are looking at situations different, and you're going to mess up your chemistry for your guys' franchise if you have some of the main guys or some of these guys that are captains and they're not even there for the team, and rightfully so. A lot of people are going to look at it as selfish, but because I like to tell those people, like, put yourself in their shoes, and you go into your job, and all your colleagues and all these other people in these positions are getting this amount of money. You're the bulk of the work, and you turn around and get 1 million versus 90 million. I guarantee you don't show up to work the next day.
Right.
Like, say what you want. You'd be like, I'm still getting paid $1 million. Yeah, it looks better to you now because some people aren't touching millions. But when you're in the industry or in the organization or in the, the league, and you're seeing millions and you're already making $1 million, but you're like, damn, I'm undervalued. So you're either going to want to go somewhere else where you're more valued, or you're going to want to sit back and negotiate so you can get what you deserve. So everybody who's outside looking in, leave it alone. Because if you're in their position, you would do the same thing. I know it's your favorite team. Yeah, these guys they got families, they have careers, they have lives, they have people to take care of, and people who depend on them. So be patient with them.
Like it. Very good. Well, that's all I have. Other than it was nice to see Ime Udoka back out there coaching his team for the summer league. I can't wait to see what he produces as well. Of course, I'm a fan of his coaching style. So
yeah, that was interesting too. Especially to see the report. We talk about it, James Harden, reunite in Houston, but Ime said this is not going to work.
Right.
And respectfully, he's a defensive-minded guy, so.
Yeah.
That's how he wants to operate, and if they respect his wishes, that's that. If they don't, then it's kind of what are you going to do? Your bosses are your boss. So some people get full control, some people don't. And you just roll with the punches.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, I think checking in, that's all I have for this particular day. Yeah. I know as we get on into the next week again, we're going to roll into a lot more football talk.
Absolutely. Things are getting slow now for the basketball side, so it's just time to make our transition. Fall is coming upon us, and I can't wait because I'm breaking out every tech fleece and hoodie that I own.
Good. I don't feel that way at all in Florida. I'm currently wearing a hoodie, but I got to tell you, just because I keep this condo at like 68 degrees, I like to keep it cold in here. But if I step out, it is miserable. Like, I went for a run yesterday and my shins were actually sweating. I'm like, this is hot.
I'm not looking forward to that, but it's needed. It's needed for sure. So
big fun. Get acclimated now.
You're gonna get right.
That's right. Well, that's all I have.
Yeah, we're a little out of there today.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Not much in the sports world, but I'm sure here in the next couple of days we'll get some things going.
It's good to touch base, though, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, anybody has any questions, suggestions, guys, don't forget, we love you guys' comments. We love when you guys chime in. You can find our Twitter page, our Instagram page, anything, YouTube channel, Spotify, everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Drop us anything. We're more than willing to interact with you guys, talk to you guys, talk about it, even give you credit for your questions if you even start the podcast off with that subject. So just let us know.
I like it. All right. You guys, thank you for coming back for another week of Sports and Ish with Misty V and Vince Edwards. We are still having so much fun. Again, we welcome all your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, whatever. You can find us everywhere. Like Vince said, we are on Spotify, we are on iHeart, we are on Apple, anywhere there is a podcast platform, you can find us. We are also on YouTube at Sports and Ish. We're on Instagram. Find us, ask us questions. We really, really would love it if you guys could like, rate, and review us as well. That's so cool. Anyways, you guys have a great week, and we will be back in a few days because football is officially here. Ciao, ciao.